city, plus civil servants and the plight of annual rent payment. Our personality of the week is an estate developer who is currently making real estate waves in Delta State. This and more are lined up on the program today. But first, let's see the news making rounds in the housing sector. I am Fleur Arnie, your housing diva. I'll be back shortly.
The management of Brains and Hammers Estates said it has embarked on aggressive construction of affordable housing accommodation in order to assist the federal government to abridge the 17 million housing deficits confronting the country. The group head of the city project, Ajia Miriam Bello, who stated this during the media tour of the project site at Life Camp in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, said the firm was ready to collaborate with all the relevant agencies to ensure that the aim is achieved. Nasarawa State Governor Engineer Abdullahi Sule assigned the Nasarawa State Investment Development Agency Bill 2020 as well the Nasarawa State Mortgage and Foreclosure Bill into law. Engineer Sule signed the two bills into law at a brief ceremony at the Government House. The event was witnessed by members of the State Executive Council. The legislature, led by the Speaker of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly, retired Honorable Ibrahim Balarabe, as well as the CEO and MD of the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company, NMRC, Kende Ogundimo, among others top government functionaries. Fresh concerns loomed large in the housing industry as estate surveyors call on policy makers and governments to refocus the economy, review policies and laws inimical to housing development. The body reiterated its demand for review, outright abrogation and replacement of the Land Use Act, LUA, saying the act had become an impediment to housing provisions. The President's Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, NRESV, Sir Emmanuel Wike, who led the call at Virtual National Symposium on Housing and Land Administration, organized by the institution, said, aside the high cost of land acquisition and cost of acquiring certificates of occupancy, the process involved was very cumbersome. Wike said government should come out with a visible clear-cut and well-articulated policy directions to promote investment in the economy and housing development.
Keep a date with Housing Development Program every week on AIT. Housing Development is the first and pioneer housing program in Nigeria and by extension Africa. It remains the authentic voice of the Nigerian housing and construction industry. Housing Development is the only credible and specialized platform for seasoned professionals in the build industry, where quality and credible players in the real estate sector meet to interact, showcase, and analyze government policies. It is no doubt that hundreds of thousands of prospective Nigerians who desire to own their personal properties have done so through the assistance of Housing Development Program in the last 10 years. If you are a stakeholder in the build industry, here is where you must be. We are authentic, credible, and supported by all the leading professionals in the build industry. Housing Development on AIT.
My name is Benga Al-Shafa, the Chief Executive of Federal Housing Authority. Keep watching Housing Program.
information on housing, finance and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com, your 24/7 up-to-date housing news website. Most low-income Nigerians, especially renting civil servants, devote at least more than half of their income to covering house rent. How do they feel about their yearly rent obligation since they can't afford to own a house of their own at this point in time? Take a listen.
Even we, the downtrodden, we are not helping ourselves, especially the landlord. I don't know, maybe because of the law attached to their name that made them to be misbehaving.
Seriously speaking, house rent in Abuja is very, very outrageous, considering that Abuja is the administrative hub of Nigeria. You see the house rent in Abuja is very, very outrageous that one can hardly afford. That's why you see people living in outskirts in Abuja instead of the Abuja city.
With the salary and what they are giving us as a house rent is very, very high. It's not nothing to write home about.
It's quite unfortunate. Even we, the downtrodden, we are not helping ourselves, especially the landlord. I don't know, maybe because of the law attached to their name that made them to be misbehaving. I don't know whether blood no longer runs in our vein. You understand? That will not make you to have more sympathy when it's come to house rent. Or better, like I said earlier, or because of the law attached to their name, landlord, that made them to be misbehaving. But anyway, it's not all of them that behave like that. I heard from other colleagues of mine, my friend, that the landlord came to them, sat down, meeting with them, and let them understand that because of what is happening, the pandemic, it reduced the rent.
Well, the issue of house rent in Abuja is only the political class, the well-to-do, the wealthy. Because imagine a two-bedroom flat in Abuja will be going for about 1.5 million, 1.2 million, which is very high, And so what I will advise the government to do is they should declare a massive emergency on housing.
In the first instance, every citizen of the country supposed to own his own house. The landlords are not, they are not being forced to regulate the house rent or the amount that's supposed to be charged on a particular type of house or a particular side of the country. So if government is fully in control, we expected that government by now should have been able to say or to make a law. Houses in this part of the country this is how much they should regulate.
Rent in Asokoro is very high. In fact, one needs to go extra mile to raise money to pay rent.
Latest couple in town.
Good day, sir.
How are you? Oh, sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Drinks?
No, we're fine, sir.
How was the moon experience?
It was quite an experience.
How about house?
We are renting at the moment, but we intend to save enough to own our own house, right?
Why not avoid all those Shylock landlords and own a house upfront? The average income and cost of building houses today in Nigeria, mortgage is the best option. No sweat. I tell you what, that was how I got my first house, and I've never regretted it.
To make good homes and by implication a good society, an individual is expected to have an abode from which to take off and return at the end of each day. At the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, everyone deserves a home. Come join us at FMBN and let's shelter Nigeria together.
To appreciate, especially again, the convener of Abuja International Housing Show and owner of the popular housing television program, Barrister Festus Adibayo, for his contributions to housing development in Nigeria. I think housing is part of his life. Very soon we shall be calling you Mr. Housing.
The plight of Nigerians as civil servants who pay rent annually with more than 30% of their income. The COVID-19 pandemic has even made it worse for them to meet up with their rent obligation. Still on housing, the environmental conditions of a given area may be affected by waste management, the process used to dispose of garbage, and how waste is disposed. A secure shelter and basic sanitation are essential for living a healthy and stable life. What is the state of sanitation in Abuja, the capital city? Housing development crew visited some parts of the city. Now here are the findings. Have a look.
The FCT is fast emerging as the conference capital in West Africa and by extension the whole of Black Africa. As a conference capital, it means daily the city plays host to tourists and expatriates who come to Nigeria to seal business deals and sometimes establish businesses locally. This realization prompted housing development to visit areas like Old Secretariat in Area 1 and some parts of the city to see how the authorities manage refuse and also ask Abuja residents what they feel about the state of their immediate environment.
If I want to score this FCT, AMA precisely, I will score them 5/100 because the rate of dirtiness, the place is totally messed up. If you can check critically at my background here, you see what is happening. This dustbin you see at my back is up to 2 weeks now. They have not come to pack it, and it has been contributing a lot of hazard to us.
I live in Jikwe area. Sincerely, sanitation in this area and in, what I see in Abuja generally is very poor. It's appalling because where you see people defecating outside the place, there are no toilets, facilities that are provided by government for people to ease themselves. You know, you see somebody just on the street and he's easing himself just openly. I mean, it's not done anywhere.
For other respondents, their evaluation of the cleanliness or otherwise of the capital city was simply put at average.
Well, sanitation in my area, I will score it average. Where you talk of sanitation in terms of the environment and the vicinity.
Some Abuja residents were fully appreciative of the authorities overseeing the city's sanitation.
I'm satisfied. The service is being rendered is 100% sure. At least you can never see maybe when the rain falls or maybe there's this passage of drainage. You know, once the rain falls or the leaves fall, once maybe less in the night, the place is being satisfied. It's been sanitized by the environment. I do appreciate with them. Understand? They are really trying.
The level of sanitation in my area is like 90%. The people that come to collect, empty our trash can and all of that, they come regularly, and then the area is clean and calm.
Are you looking for the perfect opportunity to conveniently explore a variety of available houses, mortgage options, housing schemes, and a host of others who are more than ready to provide you with all essentials in the home buying process? Look no further, as the virtual Abuja International Housing Show Exhibitors platform is still open to all. Connect with credible estate developers with genuine housing projects. Meet mortgage banks for your mortgage needs, home interior companies, amongst others. The platform lasts till July 2021. Visit www.espo.net/ARHS2020. Register and log in for easy access. Don't miss out on this great opportunity.
It's definitely different strokes for different folks, but depending on the area where they reside. However, in order to create a conducive environment for the health, well-being and sanitary environment of people in homes, there should be improved and effective ways of collecting waste. Provision of potable water supply and provision of better sewage facilities are very important. The program is housing development. I'll be back in a moment.
I'm Debbie Erb. I work for OPIC in the United States, and keep watching the Affordable Housing Development Program.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing Development Program, on Twitter, Housing Program, on Instagram at Housing Program. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
If you just joined us, you're watching Housing Development. Our personality of the week is Sam Ogre, the MD/CEO of Delta Megatrend, the developers of Plantation City in Delta State.
The managing director of Delta Megatrends, a Harvard-trained professional, Mr. Sam Ogre, is one real estate provider that has taken the building of gated communities to an all-new level in Warri, Delta State, with the coming on board of Plantation Estate. The estate, which sits on a vast expanse of land in Otokutu, Warri, in South Nigeria, is a typical example of a smart city. According to Ogre, the estate is a complete package when searching for a location that takes care of all family needs. Security and infrastructure are all rolled into one package. During a Zoom interview with Housing Development, Ogre revealed that the Plantation Estate stands out from other real estate communities scattered across Nigeria because it has unique features that Nigerians eager to look for in other housing estates. One of such unique features is the possession of 24-hour electricity, which comes from the company's independent power project, thereby providing employment for capable hands working in the company. This way, the burden of employment is taken off the Delta State government. The strategic siting of Plantation City has also provided jobs to over 750 individuals who work within the estate, aside from transporters running keke napep or Okada businesses to help visitors commute to and from the estate.
We moved here about 10 years ago, and we try to create. We have essentially two things that were in our mind: first, security, and infrastructure. When we started with that, we look at starting with some other smaller units where we targeted a certain level of persons. And as people come in, they see the infrastructure we have on ground. They've seen also the security we put in place, which is a major challenge in the entire environment today. And they begin to show interest on the concept we have here. In this case, we change the concept by making you to own the house. So you are part of that estate, you're a stakeholder.
Ogre especially commended the government of Delta State for providing a conducive environment for the company to operate. He was emphatic that the gesture offered to the company has made doing business a lot easier.
We cannot run this project without the government support, because they give you the enabling environment. Sure, without them you cannot operate. They make the land also available. They also make other transactions, like the survey and the rest, they make them available. Without the survey, you cannot commence any structure.
Ogre is also confident that 60 years after independence, Nigeria was moving away from living in expansive mansions to living in smart houses, which are smaller and more technologically enabled, like it is the trend in countries like the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and Dubai.
I believe if we continue with the little we are having now, in a few years to come, we'll be able to reassess our position. We'll be able to reassess the type of structure we are having. I see some places, even in Lekki and VI, people are now remodeling the houses to fit smaller group of income earners. So we are moving towards where a place like the UK is.
What does it mean to set the pace? It's a bold resolve to relentlessly pursue a vision. It's imbibing a culture of excellence. It's unhindered dedication to service, an insatiable thirst for the craft, and the courage to learn and relearn. Setting the pace is beyond four walls. It's beyond an industry. It's beyond numbers. It's building the future. We are setting the pace.
Welcome back. It's still housing development. As part of the effort in increasing the housing stock in the country, Federal Housing Authority has signed a partnership MOU with Family Homes Fund to finance some of its low-cost housing projects in various parts of Nigeria. Housing Development covered the event.
The Federal Housing Authority has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Family Homes Funds Limited, a partnership that will see to the construction of 1,000 homes in Buhari FCT as phase 1 of President Muhammadu Buhari's 300,000 units social housing project. Speaking at the event, the Managing Director of Federal Housing Authority, Senator Gbenga Ashafa, said FHA is delighted at the partnership, which apart from providing homes to low-income Nigerians, will generate thousands of jobs for artisans, laborers and professionals in the building industry.
This project is supposed to be targeting the low income and lower middle income. So it has a threshold of prices. We are going to that level now. Before we start, you must have off-takers. And to be able to benefit from this, you must be in a certain category. When we are talking of 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, this is not rent to own. This is outright purchase.
He further reiterated the commitment of his management team to the speedy delivery of this project in consonance with all the terms and conditions in the MOU.
Looking at the end of November, when all the preparations must have been completed in the field, that is on the Buhari site, and the second level of the agreement has been signed, which is the one that we now tie the numbers, as to what is the threshold in terms of pricing and cost.
Speaking on the development, the Managing Director of Family Homes Funds Limited, Femi Adewale, revealed that the 1,000 houses planned to be built are targeted at the low and middle income earners.
Those homes are targeted at Nigerians, homes that people can buy for 2 million naira for the 1-bedroom homes, for about 2.75 million naira for the 2-bedroom homes, and 3.25 million naira for the 3-bedroom homes. So we're absolutely determined to ensure that Nigerians on low income and young people have access to homes that they can afford. But it's beyond homes. This program, the low income housing, will also create jobs. For every home that is produced, about 6 jobs will be created. So we could be looking at about 1.8 million jobs.
The proposed houses will comprise 1-bedroom, 2- and 3-bedroom flats.
To address the problem of housing shortage in Nigeria, more partnership like this needs to take place between government and government establishments, government and private organizations, and even private establishment. On that note, I call it a wrap on today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for your time. To catch up on all you've missed or to watch previous episodes of the program, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms. I remain Flora Arnie. Anthony, your housing diva.